All right, here we go. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I gotta close out my Facebook. All right, here we go. BORTLE here. We have a special guest today, guys. We have the Tri-Brigade General of the South, Dynasty, Donnell, Washington. You may know him as the virtual world Duke of the South, but right here, he's a general, guys. Highlighting this Tri-Brigade deck. Man, post-ban list. You see the spice right here on the screen. Yo, Dynasty, say hello to BORTLE Nation.
Yo, what's up, Bortle Nation? It's your boy D Nasty. Like Bortle said, I'm OG Team Bortle. Thanks for having me on. I am currently the Tri-Brigade General of the South, and this is the spice that I decided to take for locals just this weekend.
Wow, and to my knowledge, you've won a local. You were undefeated in the next one. So this is pretty spicy overall. So what are your thoughts on Dryden getting hit? And how come you decided to just stick with Tri-Brigades? Or the pure was always nice, or what?
Once the list came out, maybe around 75% of Tri-Brigade players just dropped it because they were frauds. They figured it couldn't do it without Dryden, without Zeus. Zeus is pretty strong, so I know it could be kind of shaky. I decided to stick with it, even though I was testing other decks also. And I did good right before the list case turning, but I fell short. Then when the new list came out, everybody was testing Sky Strikers. Engage was back. That was the new hype, and Engage and Triton was everywhere. I'll go into depth in my list where you can kind of see why I made some of the choices that I did, including the fact that Sky Strikers just had absolutely no out really to Dragoon besides, like some very distinct combos that are kind of hard to pull off.
Oh yeah, Widow Anchor's very annoying and it's a 3 of. So before we jump into this deck profile, Dynasty, would you like to do some shoutouts?
My Discord call, Los Bozos, you know who you are. The other Tri-Brigade generals of the country, Lolly, who runs the West, and Tommy, who was running the East, but he retired once Dryden left, and Ruben, and Seeps in Seattle. Those we're all over our little branches.
There you go, and without further ado, please take it away with the rest of this deck profile.
Okay, well, the deck is pretty straightforward. As far as the monster lineup goes, I ran three of each of the Tri-Brigades. This is how, shout out to Cam Neal. We set up our deck list. So I get it from him. Try to keep it pretty simple. So yeah, three of each Nerval, Fractal, and Kit. Some people were running two Kit. I don't now that we're all running Rescue Cat, which is another topic that I want to bring up. That's definitely not an option. I decided to run this list because I was going to test Rescue Cat, but I hadn't gotten them in time, and I didn't think that the Tri-Brigade would be enough. So I was trying to look for another monster engine that I could throw in. And since Sky Striker and Dry Town was everywhere, especially Sky Strikers among my locals, I decided to throw in the Red Eyes engine because um, unless they use Rose, Red Eyes is pretty difficult to out. They can't target it with Widow Anchor or anything like that. So they have to try to beat over it, which is almost impossible for them. Um, and then you can see with the hand trap lineup, Jewel, Valor, Ash, and then Perm. Again, I'm more focused on beating Dry Town because I have Jewels mained, and I have also Valors and then Perms. I'm not really worried about the mirror. There's no Lanciers anywhere in this deck profile because I'm not worried about Virtual World or Tri-Brigade. I feel like I can beat the mirror. Let's see. Revolt Insane's the best trap card in the game. That's not up for a debate. It's that and Pure Order. It's the top two. What we have left over is the Red Eyes package that I threw in there. Desires has been really good. Some people are running Gamma. That's the only reason I'm not running Gamma is because I'm running Desires. I might be switching that out soon, but I am running a Pot of Desires and three Tinky. Cuirass is insane, obviously. It's a two. Some people are running three, like Robert McNett, but I'm running two Cuirass, and I'm running Call by. Now, I made this deck 43 because I ran the Red Eyes engine, and of course, I don't want to draw the normals or the Garnets, people call them. And this was also the first time I was testing the Wind Barrier statue, which was amazing in testing. I didn't know how good it would do in the tournament, but I went 3-0 in my first tournament, and then I went 4-0-1 at the next tournament, so I didn't take any losses. Pretty good, and I wanted to share the profile with y'all.
How come you decided to play the one Phantasme, one DD Crow?
The one Crow at this time, I didn't want too many hand traps. You play Crow and Tri-Brigade because it's searchable with Omen at all times. So when you get through comboing or whenever they do destroy Omen, if you need a defensive option, you can always grab DD Crow. So I ran one. And the Phantasme, at this time, in theory, Phantasme was insane because almost every single deck link summons. And I was just looking for another filler card to add in. So I decided today would be the day that I'll test just a one-up Phantasma. If I draw it, if I love it, if not, I don't have to like hate that I ran 3 copies of it. But like I said, I wanted to get the deck to just slightly over 41, but not up to like 45 or any ridiculous number where I would just be drawing inconsistently. Let's see. Well, as far as my extra deck is pretty, the first 10 or 11 are pretty standard. You got the Almirage, you have the Blossom. I run two. This is my favorite card in the deck by far. Lexi Extender, and she is Bay. You got the Ancient Warriors. At this time, I wasn't really huge on this card. Now I'm coming around on it. So there's some people in my area that just loves this card very much. And at the time, I wasn't huge on it, but it's pretty good. Everybody knows about Rampant, and Appaloosa's pretty standard. I was the first person around here that ran 3 Omen. Once I found out that my starting combo, the very first turn one combo, used Omen, especially back when you had the zoos. I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna run 3 Omen because I don't want to run out of Omens by turn two. And yes, in a perfect world, you only need 2 Omens, but I was always coming early into testing that I needed a third one. So I started running 3 Omens, and now I have other people around here doing the same. I'm not taking credit for that, but I can at least say locally, that's definitely the case. Some more I threw in just to test the barrier statue. Samorg has been amazing in testing. Every time I take it out, I wind up putting it right back in. And Samorg cannot be targeted at all. So this card's also very difficult for Sky Strikers to clear, even just by itself. So yeah, keep that. They have to try to attack over it. In every end phase, you get to summon a Wing Beast from your deck. So you're summoning a Nerval from your deck or a Barrier Statue. And that's just more issues for Sky Strikers to deal with. So even if you don't play Barrier Statue, you should consider playing some more purely because it's almost a win conversion. That's another reason why I play Phantasma because they also have a difficulty. As far as the eights, I didn't have access Go Talker yet. As we know, it's pretty high up there. So I ran Zero Boros because I was running Pot of Desires. So that way, if I needed a big beater to attack over something, I can just Zero Boros. And I also ran Borosword for the same reason. But you can also run Access here if you'd like. It's really up to you. And like I said, it's the last two are filler. It was IP and Unicorn. I'll definitely rent Rugal. That's another option that you have. I don't know why it's not here. I definitely should. Well, I definitely need to put that in here. This is off. So Rugal's supposed to be in here, but it's not on this list. You can work on that. And but the most important part is the Red Eyes. I ran that in here with the Dragoon and Dark Magician because this card was like I said, hard for Sky Strikers to out. So I thought it'd be pretty cool just to throw it in there just to see how it was. It wound up being really good Ash bait where I'd open up with Desires Tiki and Red Eyes Fusion. And sometime I would just Tiki or Fractal. And they would Ash because there's nothing really good you can Ash in the Tri-Brigade deck. And you would hit them with a Red Eyes Fusion. And then the game would just end right there because they burned their Ash already on the Fractal or the Tiki. So that was a lot of fun.
As far as the side deck goes, obviously every local's different, and it's just whatever decks are there. But yeah, if you would like to go ahead and talk about these choices, I can already see you got the personal spice in here. So yeah.
Yeah, yes. I decided to try out Retaliating Seed for this local. At this time, people were still testing Meltdown too. A lot of Invoke decks were around, so Retaliating Seed really hurts that deck and it hurts Dry Time. So I decided to just main three Retaliating Seeds, not main but to side them. The Retaliating Seed and Barrier Statue alone won me my game versus Dry Time. He couldn't summon anything, and he couldn't banish anything, so he just lost right away. I ran the Beerus for like Prank Kids and other combo decks and for the mirror. I ran 2 more Crows for Dry Time and for everything. Crow is great right now. And then for back row hate, I ran Lightning Storms and Cosmic Harpies. It was pretty self-explanatory. I have an affinity for Unending Nightmare, I ran two at this time. I love that card. It also helps versus those stall decks and mine decks, and versus Sky Striker, and versus like Altergeist and all that. So it's actually pretty underrated. It also hits Meltdown. It hurts Attic Nester. So many things I could just start listing. Evenly Match is also there for background reboot. So like, I just dedicated the back half to any back row issues are going second, and the first half is basically for combo decks.
All right, sweet, and thank you. This is gonna wrap it up. Tri-Brigade General of the South, Donnell, Washington. Thank you for being part of the channel.
Thanks for having me on, OG Board Nation. I would also like to give a shout out to my circle who's going to be participating in the remote YCS coming up. That's Scott and everybody who I've been not so much testing with, but like learning about the game from and listening to more than they think I am. So I wish them good luck in the tournament this weekend.
Thanks again. And Bortle Nation, well, hold up. If you're not a part of Bortle Nation, sub for Bortle. It's that easy and it's free. Oh god, yes. Until next time, Bortle out.